All right, Ted. Hey, what's up, man? This is what is it? Tuesday night?
Check.
Tuesday night check from West Hollywood in LA, California. Melrose Avenue, just off Melrose. We're doing our podcast about anything and everything. And you were just talking about Facebook, which I thought was an interesting topic to go off of. And your theory of friends and quantity thereof, quality, quantity, all that thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people ask me what is the ideal number of friends. Well, actually, what first happened was I was at 804. I was at 804 friends earlier today, and then I realized I'm down to 802, and I was trying to figure out who defriended me. Now, it doesn't mean people actively defriended me. It could mean that someone went, disabled their profile. Because when you stop your profile, it sort of just disables unless you want to sign it back on. You can actually completely kill it.
This is a new thing, isn't it?
No,
no. Is it fairly new or?
What happened to me in 04, I stopped it in 04. After I graduated from college, I was like, I'm not in college anymore. It started at the Ivy League school, so I was, it started at Harvard in February of 04 and it was at Cornell in March of 04. I did it in March of 04 until about July of 04 and was like, I'm not in college anymore, I'm wasting time. Deleted it, or so I thought, and said fuck it 3 months later, in the fall, or whatever. Yeah, the fall of 04, and was like, I want it back, and all my pictures just popped up and all the friends I had before. And the same thing happens now.
They creepily
keep it on file, sort of. It's so floating in the ether somewhere. And then, which in a way is convenient, because it's one of those ways where the only reason you ever know is if you're trying to go back, and then it's you're kind of mad at them, but you're kind of oh, I'm actually glad. So it's one of those things where only the people who never want to go back would be mad about it, but they can't find out. But I was just saying that, I was trying to find out who defriended me or disabled a thing, or disabled their profile, or if it's some sort of non-human entity, like a sports page, it sort of filled out a friend-style profile, deleted, or or someone has sometimes.
Did you find anything?
Some people Escan do that joke profile.
Research?
In my research, no. Basically, what I did, I went to the. What I do is I go to the right away when this happens. I go to the 3 or 4 pretty single girls who I'm semi-interested in, who I haven't either blown it with or hooked up with yet or whatever, who I still think is a prospect, who I've added recently, and who is a lot of times I'll add girls, they'll accept, and I'll wonder, was this a phantom accept? Do they accept it just to be oh wow?
Have you gotten that one? Have you gotten that?
I don't think I've gotten it, but I think that girls do that.
Where they do the accept and then they instantly defriend you?
I don't think they instantly do. I think they do a circle back and take stock.
I think I've gotten the instant.
I don't think I've gotten it. I think it happens. So basically, what I want to do is I want to make sure it's not a circle back.
Yeah.
I make sure it's not a phantom accept and a circle back.
Yeah.
2 weeks later. Or they don't do an instant, but they do a functionally instant.
Right.
In the whole scheme of life.
Yeah. For all intents and purposes.
It's 2 weeks is instant in the whole thing of 80-year lifespan. Okay. So, yeah, I go through the 3 or 4 girls I've added recently who I'm trying to work on a little bit maybe. And who are maybe just out of my reach for, I'm not so close with them where I think that maybe they would do a circle back, where I was a little bit surprised and they accepted me right away. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hung out with this girl one time at a bar. Creepily found her, not really creepily, but maybe they popped up and suggested friends.
Yeah. Do you
suggest friends? I use suggest friends, and I use it as a great excuse in my mind if I think someone's going to be why did you, nobody's called me out.
Are you kidding? In my mind, I rationalize it constantly, the suggested
I was
friends,
cruising through suggested friends, and I just clicked everyone in a row.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's the perfect rationalization. They provide the perfect rationalization.
It's the same thing as when you're texting girls late at night. If they ever call you out, why did you text me at 2:30? They usually know you were drunk. But if they ever don't text me at 2:30, all you do is what you say is.
Have you gotten the don't text me?
No.
Okay,
no.
So this is.
But if they do, this is another hypothetical. These are all hypothetical. These are all hypothetical outs.
Okay.
These are all hypothetical outs. Okay. What you do then is you say, some of the guys got a hold of my phone and started texting all the girls in there. And that's a throwback to college when people used to actually do that. For example, Mike Flanagan.
Do people actually do that?
Mike Flanagan's phone got taken late at night, and guys in our house called every number in there with like sexually suggestive messages, including his aunt. And the next day, Flanagan was basically crying.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's funny.
The aunt was just named Catherine or something, and boom. So, like, that is always sort of my, like, bullet point or, like, citation for why I think that but it's a fake out. It's a it's an out to have in your quiver. You know, I was going... It's the same.
In your in your quiver of outs.
Some guys...
for that.
Guys got a hold of my phone and texted every girl in there.
That's true. That's true.
I was going through the suggested friends. We had 5 Muchies. Clicked it. Boom. Whatever. In middle school band, actually high school band, I didn't know the part. I always knew that if the drum major came over to me and asked me to play the part on my own, I would break the reed instantly. I have a broken reed.
No, I think no, I agree with you.
They're hypothetical acts.
Okay, so you were talking about we left off on hypothetical outs, which is good, and I completely agree with you about. I mean, for me, I'm a shameless adder. You know me, and I've tried to keep our friend circles pretty separate because I try not to add people who you know randomly, like people that you know but I don't know. I try not to add, and because that makes sense. Because it's weird. But my and we were talking about ideal level of friends and
for a while you would just add girls look attractive.
for a while. I mean, that's still. I mean, I'm trying to cut down. I'm trying to cut down. That's still what I do. I don't understand why you wouldn't do that. I mean, in my fucked up mind, that's normal to me. To just see like a hot girl on the profile and say add and click to add or friend request. It's so easy it's so impersonal and it's so so that's largely how I operate. And now, and we were talking about level of friends and everything.
But what about the problem is and I think a lot of the problem is you're taking yourself out of the game by doing that ad, and you're keeping it on a fantastical level.
Yeah.
And a fake level. Oh, yeah. What about the sort of in between where a girl's actually hot? You set yourself up for a risk where there's a girl who's hot who actually has like 8 Muchis, and you're gonna see her at a mixer. You don't know this yet, but you see her mixer a month from now, and maybe she accepted, and maybe she's like, yeah, why'd you add me? Or that's weird. Yeah, why are we Facebook friends? I mean, do you use a hypothetical out? Or I mean, you would. I think you would, but I think you're mostly adding sort of faceless, sort of hot models.
Yeah,
and you're not adding the sort of like the attainable hot girl that's just hot and you don't know her.
I think what they are is their trophy friends.
Yeah.
It's all in the virtual world. This is never the twain will meet between the real world and the fall. And then I'm finally learning that. But you're right. I think if they ever did
collide, it takes you out of it almost though.
Yeah. And just to take your question take your point to the next level would be: have I ever met anyone who I've added randomly, phantom ad, and then met them in person,
and have been like,
gosh, I have gotten the thing where like I've contacted people after I've met them on Facebook or added them or now we're friends. So we're friends on Facebook, and then I'll message them or whatever on chat. And they'll be like, "How do we know each other?" And my I'll always lie.
And these are fake people, or these are friends.
These are people. These are people that live in LA. These are people in the industry.
No, they're real people. They're non-friend ads. They're trophy ads.
But no, this is where it gets sticky. Is that there are people that I actually could have known.
Accept.
I could have known, but I didn't. But I don't.
The people who worked at WME at the same time as you.
Yeah, those types of things. Okay. People that I know in the industry.
That's what I'm saying. Where it gets sticky. I think that's.
No, it is sticky.
So they'll hit you up on chat. I want to hear this.
No. I'll hit them up on chat.
There's
no one hitting me up on chat. Okay, let's get that.
They'll passively. I thought they'd hit you up on chat and be like, "All right, I accept your friend request now. Just refresh my memory."
Oh, they'll say, "Sorry, do I know that?" The stock one is for that response is, "Sorry, do I know?"
But
you?
do they do
or
that?
Sorry, do
they say, "Sorry, do I know you?"
You probably
after
get about,
accepting the
I'd say
friendship?
probably 10%, 5 or 10% of people.
And they're initiating the message.
Yeah, usually I get either people just blindly accepting me as a friend.
Yeah.
And then you get maybe like 5 or 10% of accepting with a query
How do we know each other?
Sorry, how do we know each other? Or just the ignore. So there's 3 awesome, choices that you have from that. But no, I just wanted to bring that back because I think you've done a good job of building up your friend base. Because we were talking about what's the ideal.
I run a fairly legitimate page.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't throw a lot of weird ads out. I don't accept a lot of weird ads. I'll generally accept most friend requests if it doesn't look like a fucking made up person. I know. I'd like to talk about this. Wait, let's talk about your phenomenon or occurrence. When does it go on when people hit you up with a message where you say, is it a chat or like a message where they say like,
well, that's the worst.
How do I know you? And then you say,
that's a terrible feeling. that's when it's like kind of like because they're trying to be polite.
Yeah.
But they're basically calling you out, and you know that you have no defense, and so usually, and full disclosure, usually I'll say we met at a mixer.
Oh wow! You just write it.
Yeah, I will lie.
And this is via regular message, not chat message, mostly.
Yes and no because now they're integrated on Facebook. Now they're exactly the same.
It'll pop up as a thing.
If you're online, it'll pop as a message. If you're not online, it'll go to your message thing. Yeah.
So what happens when someone adds you? Same basic thing though. You add someone, they accept, and you hit them up on chat to say hi. They do the same thing basically. How I know you?
It's probably only the normal one. I mean, it's like fucking fishing for it's like, I don't know, fishing in a fucking sewer,
Oh.
But, because, I don't know, I'd say probably a third of people, this is what I usually do. I usually say, hey, on chat. That's my opener.
Okay.
And, probably about a third of the people respond. And then, so it's not bad, but,
it's not bad.
I mean, how many people have I met up with? How many people have I made friends with? I mean, not many. Not many. It's mostly a waste of time. But I've met some people that are interested in doing some of the, web stuff that I do.
Cool.
On Facebook. But as far as I think people are pretty, I don't know. Whatever. I think people are pretty cautious. So, it might be some good. I think it's a lot about your mutual friends and stuff.
So a third of people reply. Do a third of people what percentage of that entertains the sort of conversation?
That's another thing.
Basically, the weirder the person.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the blind leading the blind or the needy leading the needy. The needier the person. If I'm on Facebook, chatting people that, it's so easy, on the Facebook or the Facebook iPhone thing. you go to the chat menu, and then you just see who's online, and then you just say hey, and it's like trolling. It's bottom feeding.
Yeah.
And so
same thing with people do with friends though. If you feel like G chatting,
yeah,
you just go to whoever. If there's a link that you really want to share, you just go to see who's online.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter to me. For me, it doesn't matter if it's Alan Neal or Brendan Lapidus.
Right.
I like all those guys, but if they're online, I'll just hit up the first one who has green dot I see because I just feel like G chatting.
Right. Exactly. I also think that's a lot that you shouldn't. Like, I shouldn't, like, my obvious thing, is to, like, if someone doesn't chat me back, then they don't like me, right? That's my first,
Or they don't know you.
Or both. Or both, which is, but to give it its due, I've reconnected with some people over Facebook, but it's about 10%. I think you get about 10% back.
What are you talking about as far as just general reconnection, though? I mean, that's a different thing, though.
Scott Barbie, he just.
But that's a different thing. That's a different bullet point.
Yeah.
We're talking about adding other people,
random
people and seeing who would chat with you. Yeah, I think we've all reconnected. Yeah.
You might as well not. It's very low. I mean, the scorecard. I think I met, one girl who was a mutual friend of Owen on there, and we went on a couple dates, and then this other girl that I went on a date with on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that's about it. As far as truly trolling random people and seeing what actually comes out of it from real life.
Yeah.
So it's not something that you should set your watch to.
Yeah. I would that would be my assumption. I would just you want to talk about timeline?
Yeah.
I've converted over to it. I didn't like it at first. The thing that drew me into it was just because I like the look of the cover, the large banner cover photo. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't sure about the rest of it. I ended up liking it. I understand that there's basically a line going down like a school project, the chronological time with at the top it being current, and then as you keep going down, as you keep scrolling your computer down, it goes down and down as far as years. But what I don't love about it is there's a lot of left to right reading when you're on someone's page, because you'll have something on the left that happened yesterday, and then you go to the right was the thing right before. So you're going back and forth. It's like a tree. It's like a line that's drawn down, and little things are inserted off that when they happen. So I like the top part of it. I like the cover page, the cover photo, that sort of banner photo. What I don't love is sort of just sort of browsing to see about people posting just to see people's general wall. I guess it's not a wall anymore. It's called a timeline. In that, if you have converted over, I guess I'm mixed, but I'm sort of cool with it in general.
What's this one about the pigs that just got posted on your timeline? Because I just called up your timeline thing, and I'm seeing the Disneyland presentation looks nice. Yeah,
this is this girl from Anna. That's just this. She jokingly tags me in pig pictures because she works on a farm now, and she had often I had a bunch of pig pics up at the for my LA County Fair, pig videos and pig pics. And we had a few chats about them because she works on a farm, all about them. Mm-hmm. She has different kinds of pigs, and they end up killing them for food. And she's a cool chick. So she'll throw out pics from her thing and just throw a playful tag as me as one of them. So it's kind of fun.
I'm sure you like that.
It's kind of fun and cute.
Yeah, I know that you like that. What's up with her?
She's a cool girl.
She's cool. Black pigs. Cool. Yeah, I see what you're saying about how it's dual kind of.
So you have to go left, right, left, right, left, right. You know.
Yeah, it's definitely more confusing. I don't know. I mean,
I've actually been, out of boredom and out of half irony, I've been using the check-in more. I just think it's funny to be with all the friends that you care about, really, at a given time, and just be like, guys, I'm checking this in.
It's easy.
And I thought it was super funny and like obnoxious / funny that Disneyland lets you check in their individual rides. So I basically did 11 check-ins. I went on 10 rides, and then like to 2 different restaurants. So there's 12 check-ins on my page for my Disneyland excursion, which I just think is hilariously over the top when you can be at one ride, you know.
Yeah.
And then 10 feet over, there's another ride. I think it's funny how it pounds home this sort of my general extended adolescence. I think it's just funny from a casual viewer to be like,
it pounds home the triviality of. I get that you're at this. You should almost only check in at one.
It's funny that there's some sort of there's a check-in. There's a different check. It's funny there's a different check-in for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride than there is for the teacups.
Like, do I really need to know? Like, who ever gives a fuck that you're at? I mean, I get that you're at Disneyland. I might give a fuck about that, but I'm not gonna give a fuck that you're at Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at X time.
This hilarious mouse one.
You look great in that picture.
This hat makes me look like a mouse.
So we're closing in on our time, which is about a half hour of our Facebook podcast.
What's your take on it? You haven't converted. See, we have one.
My take on timeline.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it until they make me do it.
Okay.
You know,
I did it out of boredom when we were hanging out with Gabe one of those nights where I was just like, I was looking at people's pages and I was like, that big cover photo is really, you know.
That's the only thing that I see is the only reason to do it. But at this point, because I don't know. I mean, other than that, it's just more complicated and it seems like more of a hassle. But
I will say in its defense, that it seemed annoying and hard to like process before, and then now I've done it and like, all right, I know how to read it all.
Your human brain has adapted to this new shitty online forum that we've become all socially addicted to.
I guess that's one way to put it.
Well, all right, you put it. All right, give me a closing thought for our. We got about a half hour of total podcasting on our Facebook, Ted and Bert's, and give me a closing thought on your Facebook.
Closing thought is if your friend numbers decrease. Oh, final thought is that we didn't talk about was I think the ideal amount of friends for like actually dealing with people you give a fuck about is probably like around the 460 range. I just don't like to delete friends or like acquaintances I went to high school with. If I think that, why not just leave them on my list? If I can just scroll through when I feel like wasting time on Facebook, I can just see their mundane, banal minutia that they post. Why not? Because I'm going there to waste 12 minutes, in between tasks. So why cut it down to a lean 460? But I think that's probably the ideal number of people you interact with / care about. But I'm working at 802 right now after 804.
Why a 460? Why is that?
It's a
educated guess.
It's an educated guesstimate off experience and basically just knowing how many people, come down the pike that I think I would actually feel weird about deleting. I feel like I could delete probably slightly,
Didn't you say that you could
half.
What's that?
I feel like I could delete slightly less than half right now, but not a full half.
And not
feel like
offend
I'm
people.
Really missing. Or feel really weird about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot on this topic too.
But I guess my final thought is on it dropping is check the 3 or 4 girls who are in your little
So take it,
or people you might have pissed off. See if they're still friends. People you might have.
How do you gauge that though?
People you might have pissed off in person. It's usually not a thing.
Yeah, like every
No, in the last month. No, in the last month. In the last time when it was relevant, why they would delete you now.
Yeah.
If you've gone from 804 yesterday to 802 today, think about your last couple, outings. Did you yell at anyone?
Yeah.
Did you swear at anyone?
Well, I think this, should be brought up.
Then check the 3 or 4 chicks you care about that you've added in the last 6 months.
So,
and make sure they're still there.
These chicks are chicks that you talk to.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
not just chicks that you're lusting after in some fantasy world.
No, I add people I know.
Okay, all right.
See,
we've drawn the distinction.
Yeah.
We've drawn.
I add people I know. I'm just making.
Okay.
But there are people that perhaps.
But you know what I'm saying. There are people in your life that you could perhaps.
Yes.
Because we were talking the other night about someone who you thought might have defriended you. Do you remember? Name starts with a T. And obviously, she's married, has a,
No, that person did defriend me, but
yeah,
I was cool with that.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? There's a difference because you're never going to get with her.
I'm talking about the 3 or 4 girls who, I care about and have added recently who are sort of maybe, who I've interacted with.
So you do, a quick inventory,
mostly.
quick checklist.
Yes,
and then
of the ones that, I would be like, fuck, oh, so-and-so. Yeah, basically you go for, you do the inventory of the most important, whether you think they have reason to delete you or not. It's like there's a fire in your room. Do I think? Yeah, what are you
gonna grab first?
Yeah. Do you think my baseball card was there any rhyme or reason why that would have?
You grab the 52 mantle, or do you fucking?
Why would that be burned first? There's no rhyme or reason. I don't think these girls I'm talking about. I just go to the ones I care about.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if
Yeah.
Person X deletes.
Speaking about fires, it's funny because I don't know if you saw this on CNN the other day, but there was a news story about a woman allegedly in the South who set fire to another person's house because she defriended her.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, and that's, so, what we're talking about is not something that's all in our minds. It's something that's out there, It's a real issue.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll be back soon. Good to see you guys. We're signing off from Melrose Avenue in LA.
All right.
We're signing off from Ted, too.
See you guys.